Hello everyone, your voice here and welcome to our channel Sansevieria 101. So for this episode, we're going to feature a sport coming from the cultivar Bantel sensation. So this is a type of sport of Bantel sensation. It is called Bogor and it's spelled as Bogor. And we are still featuring the one of the trifasciata species cultivar under the Banto sport. So trifasciata Bogor, folks, came from it is a mutation of the Banto sensation. So it is considered as one of the Banto sports, uh, like the previous feature that I have uploaded, which is the Bantel sensation. Uh, this is a mutation coming from that Trifasciata cultivar, and this is one of the sports of the Bantel sensation. So, uh, appearance-wise, or how the shape of the leaves, how the leaves form, are still very close or still the same as what you have seen with the previous feature that I made, which is the Bantel sensation. That is because this sport came from it, and it mutated from Bantel sensation. The leaves are narrow, like what I have mentioned you. This is supposed to be part of the full size or the long leaf trifasciata group. However, what you see in front of you is, like I said, it's a mutation of the Bantel sport. It mutated to a form which is having very less greens. You see the greens on the side of the leaf, and then the green are like these striations on the middle part. Mostly they are white in color. You see almost all the leaves are white, and then you see these striations that are the only greens on it, plus this line on the margins. These are the only greens that produce food for the plant. So no wonder that I wasn't able to have a very good clump of this cultivar. In fact, I have had this cultivar called Bogor for about 3 years now, and this is the only pup that it gave me. By the way, folks, it is also confused with the Parva cultivar called White Lancet because of its shape, which is having very narrow leaves for a trifasciata. However, when compared to the Parva White Lancet, this is the juvenile leaf that I'm showing you right now. It is the same size as the Parva Lancet, although Parva Lancet's leaf width would have this measurement in even in maturity, so it's not very wide as this mature leaf coming from the Trifasciata Bogor. When it turns to terms of juvenile leaf, you might mistake it as the other species called Sansevieria Parva White Lancet, because of the how the leaves are very narrow during juvenile form. However, during maturity, they would acquire the same size as what we have measured with Bantel sensation. So for that, I have my measuring tool again. We will measure the biggest leaf on this clump. Oh, or it's not a clump because it's only one plant that I have here plus this pup. So I wouldn't consider it as a clump yet. But we'll measure this leaf. We have our measuring equipment right here, and I'm going to start measuring it. We have measured the previous Bantel sensation at 38.1. Okay, so what we have right now is measuring very close to what we have measured on the Bantel sensation. We are measuring 37.4 from the 38.1 millimeter of the Bantel sensation leaf width size. They're very close because, like I said, trifasciata Bogor came from the trifasciata Bantel sensation as its mutation. So, like I'm showing you right now, especially the other leaf, it's curled up. It's curled up because the only greens that you can find are on the side and on the middle part, and mostly the colors are white. Therefore, the leaf is having a problem of producing food for this kind of cultivar. That is also one of the reasons why it is very hard for me to grow it. And like I've shown you on the previous episode of Sansevieria Bantel Sensation, I was able to grow Bantel Sensation two sizes of more than of leaf length more than 2 feet. So right now we're going to measure the longest leaf that I can find with Trifasciata Bogor. I have again my trusty stainless ruler with me, and it's kind of hard to measure it because the leaves are not straight up, so it's kind of bending over. But this is the best way that I can measure it. It's about 15 inches. So that's the longest leaf that I have for Sansevieria trifasciata Bogor, which is a mutation of trifasciata Bantel sensation. So I keep saying, folks, that it is very hard to grow them because of the lesser greens they're having on the leaf. Lesser greens means that the photosynthesis or the ability of the plant to produce food is lesser compared to specimens that have more greens on them. Therefore, what I have right now is a bit smaller compared to the usual clumps that I have. And I also mentioned that Trifasciata Bogor can be mistaken as the other species called Parva white Lancet. I have, by the way, the a Parva species with me, but it's not time for me to uh, feature them yet. I also have the so-called Parva white Lancet, which looks like this, but they are of different species. They just look alike when you have a juvenile leaf of Trifasciata Bogor, but when you have a matured leaf, they are wider in leaf width. It's just the juvenile leaves that look very slim, that you might confuse them to Parva white Lancet. So again, I'm showing you Trifasciata Bogor, and I'm having a hard time. It's very hard to grow it. It's very hard to maintain not getting fungus because of the it's highly variegated with white, and you can just see some green parts on it on the middle part and on the sides of the leaf. So in terms of smoothness of the leaf, very smooth. The ridges, vertical ridges are minimal compared to the Trifasciata Bantel sensation, which we have featured a while back, or an episode back. This cultivar came from that Trifasciata cultivar, and this is known as one of the Bantel sport. So after this, I'm going to show you another Bantel sport, which is black Austria or black sport. We're currently featuring trifasciatas that are growing in full sizes, but right now we're showing you full size trifasciatas. They are trifasciatas that grow leaf size that are long. This one is kind of stunted because, like I said, of its inability, or not inability, less proficient in making food for itself. That's why it's quite smaller compared to the first or the first Bantel line that we have, that I have featured for you. So this one is just currently at 16 to 17 inches. Leaf width is also narrower compared to Bantel Sensation, but just a little, from 38.1 to 37 point something. So I guess this is all that I can discuss about Sansevieria trifasciata Bogor. Next in line would be Sansevieria trifasciata Black Austria or Black Sport, which is also Sport Bantel Sensation. I think this is it for this episode or this content. So, folks, if you like the content, please don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. Thank you, everyone.